जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिविचर अष्टक His Divine Grace श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिविचर अष्टक His Divine Grace श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। श्रीमद् भागवतम की पार्श्व एकादशी महामहोत्सव की। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavater Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. Today we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 1, chapter entitled Questions by Vidura. And this is verse 43 on the board. Nunam Nipanam Trimadot Pathanam Nunam Nipanam Trimadot Pathanam Mahi Muhush Chalayatam Chumubhi महिं मुहुश्चलितं च मुभिः वधात् प्रपन्नारति जिहीर्षयेषो वधात् प्रपन्नारति जिहीर्षयेषो अपि उपेक्षा तघं भगवान् कुरूणाम् अपि उपेक्षताघं भगवान् कुरूणाम् नूनं नृपाणां त्रिमदोत्पथानां महिमुहुश्चलयतां च मुभिः वधात् प्रपन्नारति जिहीर्षयेषो अपि उपेक्षताघं भगवान् कुरूणाम् नूनं नृपाणां त्रिमदोत्पथानां महिमुहुश्चलयतां च मुभिः वधात् प्रपन्नारति जिहीर्षयेषो अपि उपेक्षताघं भगवान् कुरूणाम् Please repeat. Ladies, thank you. Translation, word meaning and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Thanks. Nunam, of course. Nipanam, of the kings. Three, three. Mad Utpathanam, going astray out of false pride. Mahim, earth. Muhu, constantly. Chalayatam, agitating. Chamubhi, by movement of soldiers. Vadhat, from the act of killing. Prapanna, surrendered. Arti Jihirshaya, willing to relieve the distress of the sufferers. Isha, the Lord. Api, in spite of. Upekshata, waited. Agham, offenses. Bhagwan, the Supreme Lord, Kurunam of the Kurus. Translation: despite his being the Lord and being always willing to relieve the distress of sufferers, he, Krishna, refrained from killing the Kurus, although they committed all sorts of sin, and although he saw other kings constantly agitating the earth by their strong military movements carried out under the dictation of three kinds of false pride. Please repeat. Despite his being the Lord and being always willing to relieve the distress of sufferers, he, Krishna, refrained from killing the Kurus, although they committed all sorts of sins, and although he saw other kings constantly agitating the earth by their strong military movements carried out under the dictation of three kinds of false pride. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As declared in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord appears in mortal world to execute his much needed mission of killing the miscreants and giving protection to the suffering faithful. The famous verse in Bhagavad Gita, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya. In spite of that mission, Lord Krishna tolerated the insult to Draupadi by the Kurus and injustice perpetrated against the Pandavas, as well as insults to himself. The question may be raised, why did he tolerate such injustice and insults in his presence? Why did he not chastise the Kurus immediately? When Draupadi was insulted in the assembly by the Kurus by their attempt to see her naked in the presence of all, the Lord protected Draupadi by supplying an unlimited length of clothing. But he did not chastise the insulting party immediately. The silence of the Lord did not mean, however, that he excused the offenses of the Kurus. There were many other kings on the earth who had become very proud of three kinds of possession: wealth, education, and followers. And they were constantly agitating the earth by movements of their military strength. The Lord was just waiting to get them together on the battlefield of Kurukshetra and kill them all at once, at one time, just to make a shortcut in his killing mission. Godless kings or heads of state, when puffed up by the advancement of material wealth, education, and increase of population, always make a show of military strength and give trouble to the innocent. When Lord Krishna was personally present, there were many such kings all over the world, and he thus arranged for the battle of Kurukshetra. In his manifestation of Vishwarupa, the Lord expressed his mission of killing as follows. Quote, I have willingly descended on the earth in my capacity of inexorable time in order to decrease the unwanted population. I shall finish all those who have assembled here except you, the Pandavas. This killing does not wait for you to take part in it. It is already arranged. All will be killed by me. If you want to become famous as the hero of the battlefield and thus enjoy the booty of war, then, O Sabyasachi, just become the immediate cause of the killing and thus take the credit. I have already killed all the great warriors, Bhishma, Drona, Jayadratha, Karna, and many other great generals. Do not worry. Fight the battle and be famous as a great hero. Quote unclosed. This is from Bhagavad Gita 11:32-34. The Lord always wants to see his devotee as the hero of some episode which he himself performs. He wanted to see his devotee and friend Arjun as the hero of the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and thus he waited for all the miscreants of the world to assemble. That and nothing else is the explanation of his waiting. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnanam Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshtarine. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to today's class. And please bless me so that some meaningful words come out of my mouth and like that which may be beneficial for all of us. So this is like, Prabhupada gave a very exhaustive purport on this, like verse 3:143. And like that he explains why Krishna was waiting, why Krishna didn't chastise all the Duryodhana party immediately. He could have done so easily, but he waited. And interestingly, like it's being said here, like that Krishna is active. He is like Arti Jihirshya, willing to relieve the distress of the sufferers. Krishna is willing to relieve the distress of the sufferers. I mean, Krishna is not lazy. At other place in the Bhagavatam, there is a prayer by a devotee to Krishna that, oh my dear Lord, you are never lazy. It's not that Krishna is being lazy or Krishna doesn't know, he doesn't see or he doesn't hear. Sometimes we pray to the Lord and we may think that why Krishna is not hearing me. Does he hears me? Does he really hears me? Or does he sees that I am suffering? I have been praying for so long and maybe he is not hearing me, so I will tell now this devotee to pray for me. And now also Lord didn't answer my prayer. Now this devotee is praying for me. Maybe I should go to some more senior devotee, maybe some Maharaj, or ask them to pray on my behalf. They prayed, still Krishna didn't heard. I mean, does Krishna actually answers the prayers, or does Krishna actually see us suffering? So Krishna is not lazy. Krishna is willing to mitigate our suffering, answer our prayers immediately. Though we as a conditioned souls, I mean, of course, we are devotees in practice, we are practicing devotional service in practice, like sadhana bhakti, but like always there is a conditioned side till the time we get away from that, get aloof, transcend that. So Bhagavad Gita explains that for the conditioned souls, it's very difficult to comprehend and realize how Krishna is all merciful, or to understand Krishna. Because our whole concepts of like love, care, protection are based on dualities. These dualities are being explained in the Bhagavad Gita in the 7th chapter, verse 26 and 27, where Krishna says, O Arjun, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all that are yet to come. So Krishna knows past, present and future. I also know all living entities, but me, no one knows. So Krishna is saying like that. He knows past, present and future. He knows every one of us, each one of us individually and collectively. But living entities don't know him. And yeah, so this is like something like, okay, bit humbling, like yes, we don't know Krishna actually. We have to know him. And then in the 7:27 he says, Ichha dvesha samuthena dandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. O scion of Bharata, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities arisen from desire and hate. So this material world means that the dualities or delusion of desire and hate, Ichha dvesh. So all the conditioned souls here are like bewildered by this desire and hate, like One side desire, other side hate, other side like ichha and dvesh. So when we are blinded by this, or to the limit, to the degree we are covered by this ichha and dvesh, to the degree we are blinded by this ichha and dvesh, it is very difficult to understand the Lord. It is really very difficult. So Prabhupada writes in the purport, such deluded person dwell in the dualities of dishonor and honor. Dualities again. Dishonor and honor, misery and happiness, woman and man, good and bad, pleasure and pain, thinking this is my wife, this is my house, I am the master of this house, I am the husband of this wife. These are the dualities of delusion. Those who are deluded by dualities are completely foolish and therefore cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, to the degree we are in this like dualities, to the degree we really cannot appreciate how Krishna acts or how Krishna protects. We hear that Krishna protects the surrendered souls. Krishna says, Ma Shucha, surrender unto me, do not fear. But our conception of like how Krishna will protect me, my conception of how Krishna will protect me may be covered by these dualities, may be covered by the Ichha and Dvesh. So, and to the degree it is covered, it's really not, I mean, it's difficult to like appreciate and comprehend Krishna's like way of doing things. I mean, Krishna has style, like in the sense. Krishna is like, if you see, like Krishna does things in his own way. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati writes in the Brahma Samhita, Krishna is a transcendental autocrat. And at another place in Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says Krishna is like transcendental, aristocratic, jealous lover. So Krishna has his own style, as he has his own way to do things. He knows past, present, and future, and he is our ever well-wisher individually and collectively. So then when he does all these things, but like to appreciate him, like we just have to rise from our paradigm. So therefore, we always require Guru Sadhu Shastra to understand Krishna's pastimes. Here we see like the Vidura as this like saying that that Krishna didn't, despite his being the Lord and being always willing to relieve the distress of sufferer, he refrained from killing the Kurus immediately. Although they were committed all sorts of sin, and although he saw other kings constantly agitating the earth by their strong military movements carried out under the dictation of three kinds of false pride. So these three kinds of false prides are also very interesting. Prabhupada writes, wealth, followers, and education. Wealth means dhanam, followers means janam, and education can fall more or less in kavita. So these types of false prides, dictation of false prides makes one blind. Actually, going for the material understanding or mundane psychology or mundane, like you see the way of working things, one actually feels very good when one has wealth. It gives a sense of security. It gives a sense of like, okay, feel good factor. Let's say if somebody is poor, somebody is like always at the mercy of someone else, so then it's not a very, what do you say? It's not a life of dignity. One should have some wealth so that one can like be like in his like, so that one can be himself. And some followers are definitely needed, and some education is definitely needed. So going by the material level and material mundane psychology, this is very, I mean, is desirable in the sense, and like it's for your well-being. It gives a sense of well-being, feel-good factor. But on the spiritual level, more one has the wealth, followers, and education, which is not connected to Krishna. Which is not connected to Krishna. The more one becomes spiritually blind. So there is like andha. This word is used in Sanskrit. So this is known as like madantha, like one who is intoxicated and blinded by the pride. Similarly, there is known as dhanantha, somebody who has so much dhana that he becomes blind. So kamandha, somebody is blinded by lust, being blinded by the kam. So yeah, so in this way, this blinds us, and there were many kings like that who were going astray out of false pride, and they were increasing their, like, what do you say, military, like, and everything. And when this blindness reaches the zenith of this blindness and intoxication is when one starts insulting or criticizing the devotees of the Lord. That is the, like, pinnacle. One may be blind, one may be intoxicated, but the pinnacle is that when one starts, like, insulting devotees or criticizing devotees, or maybe troubling the cows, so troubling the brahmanas. So one of the Krishna's name is Namo Brahmanitaya Gau Brahmanitaya Cha Jagatitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Nama. So whenever, like, this, like, people blinded by these three kinds of false pride, they increase their, what do you say, influence to such a degree that they trouble the cows, brahmanas, innocent people, Jagatitaya, another name of Krishna. So then at that time, by the law of nature, there is war. Krishna arranges these wars, like wholesale killing. So Srila Prabhupada writes, like, in the sense of self-realization, journey of self-discovery, many of the, like, in the sense, these articles where people are asking Prabhupada, why does war happen? Prabhupada said that wherever there is excessive meat eating, or, like, especially cow beef, where they kill the cows and eat the cow beef, or too much abortion, or too much, like, in the sense, like, sinful activities, when it happens, then Krishna arranges these sorts of war to, like, kill the wholesale, and Krishna makes it shortcut. Like, as I said, Krishna has his own style, like, in the sense, you see that Jarasandha was coming to kill Krishna. So Krishna, like, okay, come. Then Krishna killed Jarasandha and Jarasandha's whole army, but he didn't kill Jarasandha. He said, go back, bring more soldiers. I don't want to travel, I just want to sit in Mathura. You bring them once again. Then Jarasandha went back, he brought again lots of soldiers, and then Krishna Balram again killed them. Then he again went. So this happened 17 times, and finally 18th time Krishna, like, ran from the war just to make a show of Ranchor pastime, because he had to attend to Rukmani's letter, like, and marry Rukmani. So Krishna has his own way, like, to arrange these wars and like that. Sometimes, like, we as the devotees also, like, become so much absorbed in astrology and other things. You know that why this war is happening, because a particular astrological, like, this is there. Now this Jupiter has coincided with whatever, so that's why this war is happening. So we may see the things from that point of view, and for them this would be really interesting, because ultimately what is astrology? It is like the movement of planets according to time. And Krishna is saying that time I am. So time I am, so, like, okay, that now the time has come astrologically. So Krishna is saying that Kalo I am the time. And I have come, in the Bhagavad Gita purport, 11:32 to 34, like, I am willingly descended on the earth in the capacity of inexorable time in order to decrease the unwanted population. So Krishna comes in this way, and like that Krishna arranges, like, these wars in the form of, like, is inexorable time, just to bring the demons, or just to bring those who are blinded by these three kinds of false pride to some sanity. That's just like a mother, if a child is sleeping, but there's a time to go to school. So sometimes mother pinches the child. Oh, wake up, come on, it is the time to go to school. You are sleeping. So these kinds of war are like the wake up call, being arranged by the Krishna in the form of time. So of course Krishna personally doesn't want these wars to happen. It is because we are the conditioned souls become blinded by these three kinds of false pride. So this happens by the natural laws of nature, like that. So immediate cause can be anything, but the remote cause, in the sense, is like what Krishna is saying, that time I am. Immediate cause can be anything. So for us, therefore, as a devotees, it's very essential to understand that why there are verses like this in which we read every day. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagdisha kamai. Because this dhanam, janam, sundarim, they makes one blind in the progress of, like, spiritual life. So therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prays that I don't want this dhanam, janam, sundarim, because already I am in the state of intoxicatedness. I am intoxicated. The devotee prays. This will make me more intoxicated. And this verse has to be followed irrespective of like these teachings of Lord Chaitanya, irrespective of whatever place one is, whatever one ashram one is in. That na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavita van jagdish kamay. I mean, it's for everybody. It's not only for those in the renounce order. Even for those who are in the household life, they have to follow in the degree they can follow according to their dharma. Because the more it is there, the more one becomes clouded, the more intelligence becomes clouded, the more it becomes deluded, like that. And one such devotee who just like actually live this na dhanam na janam na sundarim, his example we can discuss because today is Ekadashi. And his name was Maharaj Ambrish. His pastimes comes in the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where he did the whole year of Ekadashi Vrata and Dvadashi Vrata in the Madhuban. He had his wife who was just like him in the following the religious principles and like that. And they didn't want it. I mean, they were just like pure devotees of the Lord. They didn't want it anything. They were like the emperors of the whole world. But they were so detached and like in the sense like just wanted to be absorbed in the pure devotion of the Lord. So they did this vrata for 1 year in the place known as Madhuban in Vrindavan. And at the time when they were about to break the fast, there came the Vasamuni. Sometimes these people come uninvited. Nobody invited him. He came just like that. He was wandering. And he was a great mystic. I mean, great sage. Yeah. So naturally, when one becomes great, then there's like easily one can fall into the pride. So he came in there, and then Ambrish, according to his nature, gentle nature, he invited him, come have, prasad. So then he said, okay, I will come. And then he went to nearby Yamuna river and meditated upon impersonal Brahman. He said, I will be coming, like after doing my whatever, bath and Gayatri, and then I will come. So Ambrish waited, but the time of Paran time, just like tomorrow we will have the Paran time, so there's a Paran time was going over, in the sense. And it is said that if the Ekadashi Vrata is not opened in the Paran time, so then it's like not, the Vrata is not complete. So then Ambrish discussed with the Brahmanas, he fed the Brahmanas that, okay, the time is about to pass, what should I do? So then after consulting, it came that, okay, you can drink the little water. Because water can break the fast and water cannot break the fast. Water is considered as eating also, and it is not considered as eating. So he took little water just to observe the Ekadashi, Dwadashi Paran basically. And then here comes the Vasamuni. I mean, and then he was angry naturally. That's his nature, in the sense. So he was angry, and in fact, Durvasa was such a sage that many of the demigods, everybody fears him. Oh my God, he has come now. What will happen? Just be careful. Just be careful. Keep everything tip-top, in the sense. Sometimes there are some devotees also who have that avesh of Durvasa. So in whichever temple they go or whichever place they go, all the managers are on toe. You know, that Prabhu is coming, that Swami is coming, or that mother is coming. So just keep everything tip-top. Otherwise you will get some good blessings. Like that. So then Durvasa, when he saw that Ambrish had drank some water, Shri Gokulananda ki, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So then Durvasa became angry. How dare you drink water before me? Though Ambrish consulted Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, and he did the rightful thing, but he became so much angry. So once I was hearing His Holiness Radha Govind Swami's class, he said there are some devotees who also becomes angry over trifles, like somebody is showing Aarti. And if they don't show Aarti to him first, then they become angry. You didn't show me Aarti first. Now he becomes so angry that now as if the whole Aarti is now false because it is not being shown to me first. So Maharaj was saying in that way, sometimes devotees also become like that. So we should be careful, not to fall in that. So anyways, Durvasa became angry, and then he just took from his shikha, he just put that shikha down, and he created a demon. Kritya says, which said in Sanskrit, who was to devour the Ambarish. Now Krishna is a proactive God. As I said previously, that Krishna is not lazy. So Krishna knew that something may happen in the future. So Krishna has already instructed Sudarshan Chakra that protect Ambarish whenever Ambarish is in danger. So as soon as this Kritya came to devour Ambarish, the one from the back of Ambarish came Sudarshan Chakra, and it just killed that Kritya. And after killing Kritya, Sudarshan was so angry, Sudarshan Chakra, that he didn't stop. He chased Durvasa. And now Durvasa started running. He ran. He ran to the Sumeru mountain cave. And then Sudarshan, what he did, he just started heating the Sumeru mountain cave so that he was not able to hide inside. There was so much heat coming. Then he ran out of Sumeru mountain. Then he ran to beneath the ocean. But then what did Sudarshan did? He boiled the water. So now he cannot hide in the ocean. So he had to come out. Then Durvasa ran to Indra. Okay, Indra, give me shelter. Now for Indra, it was funny. Okay, you always come and you always threaten us. We are always afraid of us. And now you are coming to take shelter, our shelter. So Indra was at first okay, he is coming to take my shelter. Wow. In a sense, so, but then when he understood that, okay, he has committed offense towards Ambarish, Indra became very careful. I won't get into this. Because you have committed offense towards a devotee, I won't get into this matter. I'm sorry, So you please, so he's taking shelter of Indra or Swarga Loka, but they are, please, it's not possible. Please go somewhere else. Then he went to Brahma, and Brahma said, what can I do? I mean, why did you mess with the Ambarish? Why did you offended him on such a small thing? This Sudarshan Chakra is of Krishna, Vishnu, and we have no power to negate, to what do you say, go against his will and order. Sudarshan is not moving on his own. It's will of Krishna. And then, so he got condemned everywhere. So then finally he went to Shiva. So Shiva said that, I cannot do anything, I'm sorry. And then he said that basically we are 12 Mahajans, we are all working according to the will of Krishna. And yeah, so, but I'm sorry, I cannot give you shelter. He said, but I can help you. You go to the same Lord of whose devotee Ambarish is. And you ask him, maybe he can help you. So then Durvasa went finally to Krishna. And to Vishnu basically. Krishna, Vishnu is same thing in one sense. So then Vishnu said, actually, I am also not independent. What to do? I cannot do anything. And he spoke the famous verse, Aham bhakta paradhina hi aswatantra eva dvija sadhu bhed grasta hridayo bhakta jana priya. Durvasa was saying that, my dear Lord, I am going to the hell because I just in the sense offended your devotee, but you can deliver me because simply by your holy name is has the power to deliver that. So Krishna said that, but what to do? I am not independent. You are not independent? Yeah, I am not independent. I am dependent upon my devotees. Because my devotees who are completely devoid of material desires, who are not who are not after this dhanam, janam, sundarim, kavita. So what they do, I sit only within the core of their hearts. And what to speak about devotee? The devotee of my devotee also is very dear to me. So I am not independent. So you are not independent. So why did Sudarshan Chakra came? Actually, Sudarshan Chakra came on his own. As soon as you tried to offend Ambarish, so tried to kill Ambarish, then all the devotees of the world, they desired Sudarshan to chase you. They desired Sudarshan should kill you. Why all the devotees said, even before Krishna could say something, all the complete will of all the devotees of the world said that although Durvasa is a great mystic and he can travel everywhere, but he has crossed his boundary. He has crossed his boundary by like trying to kill Ambarish. So all the combined will of all the devotees made the Sudarshan go. And Sudarshan is just going like out of his own way. I didn't did anything. Krishna is saying in one sense, like, I didn't did anything. And then Krishna is saying, O best of the Brahmanas, without saintly persons, for whom I am only the destination, I do not desire to enjoy my transcendental bliss, my supreme opulence. And then he says that those who give up their home, wife, children, everything to simply to serve me. So then how I can give up those devotees? Ambarish left everything to serve me. And for you just came to me when you had no other shelter. You first went to Indra, you then went to Sumeru, you tried your best. You went to first Sumeru, then you tried to hide in ocean, then you went to Indra, then Brahma, then Shiva, and then finally when nobody helped, then you came to me. But Ambarish is like so unflinchingly attached to me, that's like so much my Ananya Bhakt that he didn't went anywhere. He simply and he didn't even pray to me to protect me. So such kind of what do you say, undeviated, avyabicharini bhakti is there in Ambarish. So how can I forget him in the sense? And in that way he keep on saying, and then he finally says that my devotees don't even desire the liberation. This all 5 sides of liberation. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in that verse. Mama janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhakti rahetu ki na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagdish kame. So just see yourself and Ambarish, just have a bit comparison in the sense. You are after so much siddhi and so much power, and he doesn't desire anything. So then he says, Sadhavo hridayo mayam sadhunam hridayam tuham madanyat te na jananti naham tebhyo managapi. So then he says that sadhus, I reside in the heart of the sadhu resides in my heart, and I know nobody else than sadhus knows nobody else than me. Then finally he says, okay, I tell you one upaya. Go to the same person to whom you offended and beg forgiveness. If he forgives, then only you have chance, otherwise I cannot do anything. If Ambarish forgives you. And then he went to Ambarish. Ambarish was even what to speak of forgiving. Ambarish was embarrassed why Durvasha is falling at my feet. So Ambarish anyways then offered prayers to Sudarshan Chakra, and then he offered multiple prayers. But Sudarshan was not pacified. He said that if my father did this thing, then please be pacified. If this happened, then please be pacified. Sudarshan was not pacified. Finally, he said one thing, that if I am an unalloyed devotee of the Supreme Lord, if I only know the Supreme Lord, then please be pacified. And Sudarshan became pacified, giving a testimony that how unalloyed devotee Ambarish was. And then after Sudarshan got pacified, Ambarish invited Durvasa, okay, now come at least have now prasadam. You have been traveling for 1 year around the world. So then they both had prasadam and like that. So this is how, so this pastime especially is very nice to remember on this day on Ekadashi. And this pastime shows that how much possessive Krishna is of his devotees. I mean, Krishna loves his devotees so much. And Krishna, he's not lazy, he is very active, and he just takes care of his devotees in such a nice way. Prabhupada says in one of the lectures in Bhagavad Gita that Arjun was ready to forgive the whole party of Duryodhana. He didn't want to fight. We see in the beginning, in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And then Prabhupada, while saying that, Prabhupada spoke in a very strong voice. But Krishna was not ready to forgive him. But Krishna was not ready to forgive them. Arjuna could forget. Arjuna could forgive them, but Krishna was not ready to forget or forgive them. Because they committed so many offenses. They insulted Draupadi, they put Pandavas into so much trouble. So the silence of Krishna does not mean that he is not looking after it. And then Krishna wanted Arjun to be hero of the battlefield. So Krishna wanted Arjun to be hero, and then there was Hanuman. Hanuman was the hero of which yuga? Treta Yuga. He fought with in one sense he went alone, he came to know about Mother Sita, and then he burned the whole Ashok Vatika in Lanka. So then Hanuman was there. Hanuman was saying to Krishna, I can kill everyone, like just give me the order. So Krishna said, you were the hero of the previous battle. Now I want to make Arjun the hero. So what should I do? You just sit on the flag. And what should I just sit on the flag? Okay, so from time to time you can roar. Like monkeys like to roar. So Hanuman was there sitting on the flag in the whole battle of Kurukshetra, roaring like a cheerleader. Like you say, sometimes cheerleaders are there, or like Arjuna would kill some of the like enemy, and then Hanuman would go, wow, like that, and like that, do something like that. So, I mean, when I heard this pastime, I actually like got this like that. In our life also sometimes Krishna or sometimes authorities, spiritual master, governing body commissions, CBC representatives, temple president, they want to make a particular devotee as a hero, as a departmental in charge, or as like, what do you say, they give them some particular position. So when they want to make somebody as a hero, then we just like be like a cheerleader, just cooperate. Like if Hanuman was not coming off and on, maybe you should, Arjun, maybe you should go do like this. This will help you. He was not coming in and out and giving some instructions or suggestion. He was just following the order of the Lord, like just being a cheerleader like that. So when I just like, so this is also like one of the interesting things that when Krishna wants to make somebody as a hero, then we cooperate with that Krishna's plan. Again, like we get over this ichcha and dvesh, what we have. So these were some of the thoughts like in that. And Krishna is not blind, Krishna is not deaf, dumb. He hears our prayers and he answers the prayer in his own time. His silence doesn't mean that he is not responding. And when we are blinded by these three kinds of false ego, false pride, then we really can't understand him. Ichha dvesh samuddhena dvanda mohena bharata, we discussed this verse, that because conditioned souls and to the degree we are blinded by this delusion and dualities, to that degree we are not able to comprehend the greatness of Krishna and the plans of Krishna. And then we see that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, na dhanam na janam nam sundarim kavitam va jagdish kamaye. Because all this blinds us, intoxicates us. From the material point of view, mundane point of view, this dhanam janam sundarim can give us feel-good factor, a sense of security. But from spiritual point of view, like if it's not connected with Krishna, then it's like it makes us blind, spiritually blind. And then we discuss the pastimes of Ambarish to tell that how proactive Krishna is. He had already given Sudarshan Chakra for his protection, and Krishna acted immediately in that case, in the case of Ambarish. And how and then Krishna's heart. What is Krishna's heart? Krishna loves his devotees so much. Like he says that, okay, I am not independent. I am totally dependent upon my devotees in the sense, and devotees are my heart. I am in their heart. How much possessive he is. Then finally we discuss this point that Krishna sometimes want to make a particular devotee as a hero. Here he wanted Arjuna to be hero. And then Hanuman was on the flag as a cheerleader or like that, something like that. These are some of the thoughts. If there are any questions or comments, or please. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, Rubu. Is there a microphone?
Sorry, I have a question. You mentioned, obviously, Prabhupada mentioned education, wealth, and followers can make us spiritually blind
if not connected with Krishna.
Thank you. I'm a grahastha. I have a family and I have wealth, education. I don't know about followers, but all these are there in our lives. So on a practical level, as a devotee, we try our best, but I have to study and I have to still gain education, knowledge, and obviously you go to work, money comes through. How are we to balance this kind of, you have one end, you have Ambarish Maharaj and characters like that. And obviously the Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also explaining those things. But on a daily basis, on a practical level, practicing devotion life and not to get pride in your head. I find it difficult.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Thanks for your honest question. Yeah, right. we all have like this challenges like, and therefore I took the example of Ambrish Maharaj because he was in the Grastha ashram. Same way, and this Chaitanya Shiksha Ashtakam is not for only renounced orders of people like those who are in the renounced order of life. They are for every. This is for everyone. This verse. So therefore, first of all, we should hear this example of the great souls. This example of the great souls, when we hear that, they, I mean, first of all, give us an impression that, okay, this can be done. This has been done. This has been done in the past. This can be done. And this sort of response can also be there. Well, if somebody comes to kill us, or like Durvasa was coming to kill us, we would just cry or we would just run, we would just do so many things. But Ambrish didn't respond it in any way. So it just creates a total new impression on the mind like that, okay, this can also be the response. And life can be led in this way also, like Ambrish. So therefore we should hear about these examples like Ambrish amongst the association of devotees. Like that, see, what is written about Ambrish? He had achieved the rule of entire world. He was most fortunate, consisting of 7 islands, and achieved inexhaustible, unlimited opulence and prosperity on earth. But he did not care at all, for he knew that all this is material, and which is imagined as a dream. So Maharaj Ambrish was a great devotee, and because of his devotion, he saw entire planet as just like a fig, like because he was so absorbed in devotion. And then comes the famous verse, Savai mana Krishna padara vindyo vachansi vaikunta gunanu varne karo harer mandir marjanadishu shuti chakara chuta swakathode mukunda lingaya darshana drisho tadbhitte gatra sparshe anga sanganam. Like that he engages all his senses in like the mind in meditating upon the lotus feet of the Lord, which naturally cleanses our like material intelligence. When we engage mind in focusing on the Supreme Lord's, we should just zoom in, observe Supreme Lord's feet decorated with tulsi with a pinkish hue, and meditate upon that lotus feet in our daily practice, and which cleanses our intelligence, purify our intelligence, and hands in cleansing the temple. So some part of our life can be engaged in easily in this, like doing these practical services, eyes in seeing the Lord, ears in hearing about the Lord, nose in smelling the flowers offered to the Lord, and in that way, and especially the desires in fulfilling the desires of the Lord. Desires in fulfilling the desires of the Lord. And there it is written that in some other verse about Maharaj Ambrish character, that gradually he ceased from all material desires. By this practice, gradually he was able to like get away from these material desires. Material desires were there, but he was able to get over it. So first of all, we should hear these examples, and then we should meditate upon that, and then seeing that as like our like goal, and then how I can follow in his footsteps, Ambrish Maharaj. So maybe like if you want to more elaborate answer, when you go home, you can read this like some not much 7 verses from the 9th canto, 4th chapter about character of Ambrish Maharaj, and then see how I can apply, how I can follow in his footsteps, because he was also Grasta. He was the king. So like that. Krishna. Any other question or very true?
Thank you, Prabhu, for the class. In the class you mentioned there are going to be wars, especially if cows are killed, and Brahmin disturbance or even killing of Brahmanas are there. If you look at the current times, the countries that are actually involved in wars are not so much the leading countries in terms of cow killing. And the countries which are involved in cow import and cow exports, leading countries, they're in fact successful countries in the world. So, yeah, how to understand this? How would you explain this?
Thanks for your comment and input. Thank you. So this is comment, na? This is feedback, na?
I'm asking a question.
Okay,
I'm asking
okay,
a
okay.
question, yeah.
Okay,
Or
okay,
clarification.
Okay, so he said, you have to understand. Okay, so I said, okay, I thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Okay, how to understand? Okay, I thought you said how to understand. I thought you said you have to understand. Okay. Okay. Yes. Sorry. Yeah. So the countries like which are engaged in like this question like first of all like we have to see on which like statistics we are depending upon. Like if we see the statistics, war has been everywhere. It's not that okay now this war is like in the limelight, what you say whatever the current war is there. But wars are happening, internal wars are happening. There's so many wars happening even in those countries which are like doing the cow killing and like that. And the countries who are importing and exporting, they are happy and prosperous. On what statistics and what basis like it's being observed and this conclusion and reached that we will have to study. Because we understand from like, the scriptures that the dharma acts in his intricate way. So those who are like countries which are like importing and exporting, they might be prospering, but as we said, that sometimes Krishna takes time. Krishna was silent for the battle of Kurukshetra to happen. So at that time, Kurukshetra was prospering in a sense. Like even Duryodhana enjoyed 13 years of like Pandavas being incognito before he had to face that deadly war. So war is not happening today. That doesn't mean that war won't happen tomorrow. In that sense, those who are like engaging in the cow killing at a massive level, like because the laws of nature will act. It may happen tomorrow. It's not happening today, in a simple thing. And our statistics also we need to understand because many times our statistics are colored by these like different media agencies and other things. So they are not like clear statistics. Yeah. That's what I would say. This one. Anything? Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. I just wanted to, if it's okay, ask another question. What was the position of Durvasa Muni? Was he a Vaishnava?
After this incident, he became Vaishnava. It is being said by devotees.
It's just because you mentioned from his Sika he pulled out the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We
generally we associate Sika with Vaishnava. So,
because it's being said that Durvasa had access to different planets. He could go easily to Indra Lok. He could easily go to Brahma Lok, Shiva Lok, and he could even go to the Vishnu Lok. So definitely he was a very powerful mystic. What it says in the Bhagavatam is that though he was such a powerful mystic, when he went to the Yamuna, he meditated upon impersonal Brahman. So that is one observation which is there. And then what devotees say is that after this incident, he became he knew about Vishnu. The way he offers prayer to the Vishnu, he says, "My dear Lord, I am coming to your shelter, and you can save one who is going to hell, because you can awaken the power of holy name in their heart." So he knew the power of holy name. He knew the power of Vishnu, but he didn't knew that much power of a devotee, or like that how much Krishna loves his devotee. So, and after this incident, he became Vaishnava. So the next time when he came to on the instigation of Duryodhana, to when Pandavas were there in the Kame one, and then Duryodhana said, "Okay, go, and go at the time when Draupadi had eaten all the prasadam and everything from Akshay Patra. At that time you go." So Duryodhana did some mischief, and he innocently went there. So when Krishna and then Draupadi was in fix what to do, he has come and he will curse us. So then she remembered Krishna. Krishna came, and then Krishna said, "I am feeling hungry." Well, he is feeling hungry and you are feeling hungry, but there is nothing to eat. Then Krishna said, "Bring the Akshay Patra." And he took just little leaf of remaining, the sag remaining. And then he ate Krishna, and Krishna said, "By this the whole world be satisfied." And Durvasa and his disciples were there, like nearby on the like Ganges, doing their Gayatri, and all of them had this big belch, as if they had eaten a lot of like, what do you say, prasadam or something like that. And then they looked at each other. And then Durvasa said, one time I messed with the Ambarish. This time I'm not going to mess. So then he ran away. He didn't went to the Yudhishthir because he thought that they would have prepared all these meals. And if I would not eat, if he would become angry, then what would happen? So after that, he was really very careful not to mess up. And when we hear such stories of Durvasa Muni, Lord Shiva being attracted by Mohini Murti, Durvasa Muni, Brahma being attracted by his daughter, we should see their character in toto. Durvasa Muni is one who also blessed Radharani with the potency to cook for Krishna, by which, so he was also participant in the Radha Krishna pastimes. So it's not that we should condemn it completely, a character in the Bhagavatam. So he was just he learned a good lessons from this pastime. That's it we can say. I hope it helps. Yeah. So Durvasa Muni's situation is like that. Any other question? Because time is running if you want. If not, then we can close. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
That's my favorite class.